So today, now that the motor is all good and I've had a chance to ride it some, and from the motor perspective, it is super fun to ride, which is no surprise because this motor was in my Series 3 before this. But there is something not right in the front end, and I'm not actually sure what it is. So this may just be an investigatory video. This could be me actually finding and fixing something. But what I have is I have an LTH front disc setup. So I have my front disc, really nice, anti-dive, all that fun stuff. Things I know are that it has the caliper grabs at one point, so we can see that. And I'm not quite sure what's going on, but what it does is that it starts to get kind of this gyroscopic wobble when you get up to speed, and the anti-dive on it is too stiff. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So it's like, is the caliper not returning right? Is the disc warped, which I think is entirely possible? Or what exactly is going on here? This one's pretty straightforward. I have a depth gauge that I've put on here, and so it's just a matter of spinning it and seeing what it does. It's just at the outer rim. Okay, that already doesn't look great. Yeah, that doesn't look great. I'm not sure. I'll have to go look what a healthy amount is, but I am pretty sure it is not this. So ask Google, and it tells me that I need to be looking at like 0.001 for maximum runout on that disc. So my disc is pretty well screwed. It is, of course, some sort of weird, unusual thing. So first thing I'm going to do is, I think, just pull the front caliper off of there and then ride it and see if the issue is the caliper hitting the warped rotor. And if that makes it go away, then now I need to track down a new rotor. If that doesn't make it go away, then I think my next step is I'm going to just swap out a regular disc brake hub I have lying around and see if that fixes it. So caliper, I've already taken the wheel off the studs, because otherwise you can't get the caliper clear. And it may be worth noting that prior to this, I did in fact measure the frame with a laser and make sure that it was all straight. So this bolt goes through onto the spacer, and then there's into the actual plate of the caliper. So no brake for this test, and I also, I wonder, it's like, is my caliper okay? I mean, obviously I know my rotor's not at this point, but maybe my caliper's also kind of screwed. But as we can see now, I got good spin on him. So this will be the next thing we test, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, zip tie this thing like right up here. Okay, so based on that, I think that the issue is in fact the warped rotor. Of course, that means I've now got to track down the rotor I need, because this one seems kind of weird. It's 220, 3mm thickness, but it's like 20 millimeters thick. It's kind of offset. So if anyone knows where I can get one of those, that'd be awesome. Let me pull it off and folks can see what it looks like. Maybe this is interesting, maybe it's not, I don't know. Try and lever this off. Oh, look at that. Okay. It's just dropped. But it did break loose, so good. All right, here it is. Let's see, he's 20 millimeters thick. I'll have to measure it exactly. Let's see if I can figure out what the heck I'm dealing with here. If I can either get it turned or just replaced. Because right now it's bent. I mean, it's almost like bent. Not even just warped. All right, so here's where we're at. Is got my rotor off. He is way out of spec on runout at 0.028 versus should be like 0.0012 tops. I'll see if there's any indications. There's like really no manufacturer marks or anything to help me along. If I can just replace it, don't know what's going to happen next, but that'll have to be next video.